Your potty-trained 3-year-old suddenly wants a bottle. They're talking in baby talk. They wet the bed last night, and every time you hold a new baby, they wander over and hit. You're sure something has gone wrong, but your older child isn't being bad, and they aren't going backward. Something very specific just got triggered inside them, and it has a name. All series long, we follow big emotions: fear, frustration, anger, anxiety, and how a calm adult helps a child stay inside their window of tolerance. Today, we hit one of the most confusing feelings of early childhood: jealousy when a new sibling arrives. By the end, you'll understand why jealousy is really an attachment emotion, why that suddenly turns your big kid into a baby again, the one mistake that makes it worse, and the two moves that actually settle it without ever shaming the feeling. Here's the heart of it. Jealousy isn't your older child being selfish or spoiled. Jealousy is an attachment emotion. It fires when a child senses that their source of safety might be redirected to someone else. To see why, go back to a researcher named John Bowlby, who gave us attachment theory, and Mary Ainsworth, who studied it. Their core idea: a young child treats their parent as a secure base, the home base they venture out from and run back to when the world feels big. That base isn't a luxury for a small child. To a developing brain, closeness to a caregiver registers almost like survival itself. So now picture it from your older child's point of view. For their entire life, that base has been theirs. Then a tiny, loud, all-consuming person arrives, and that person gets held, fed, and gazed at constantly. The older child can't reason their way through this. Their attachment system simply sounds an alarm. My safe person might be slipping away. That alarm is the jealousy. It isn't a character flaw, and it isn't manipulation. It's a love-driven warning system doing exactly what it was built to do, protecting the relationship that, to them, means everything. So why the bottle? Why the baby talk and the bedwetting? This is the part that surprises most parents, and it changes how you'll respond. When that attachment alarm is blaring, a young child often does something called regression. They slide back to an earlier, more babyish way of being. And if you watch closely, there's an aching logic to it. Their little nervous system is running an experiment. The baby gets all the closeness. What is the baby doing that I'm not? The baby cries, gets carried, drinks from a bottle, can't use words. So the older child tries those things on, almost asking, without words, if I act like the baby, will I get the closeness too? Pediatric and child development sources describe this kind of regression after a new sibling as common and usually temporary. It often peaks in the first weeks and then eases as the child feels secure. Again, that word, temporary, matters. This isn't your child losing skills they'll never get back. It's a stress response. And stress responses fade when the stress is met with safety. Which raises the real question, the one that decides whether this lasts weeks or drags on for months. When your big kid acts like a baby, or worse, hits the actual baby, what do you actually do with that? Here's the move that backfires, and almost all of us reach for it. When the older child glares at the baby and snaps, "I don't like her," our instinct is to correct the feeling. Don't say that. You love your sister. We're trying to teach kindness, but think about what the child actually hears. The alarm inside me is real and scary, and now I'm being told it's wrong and not even allowed. That doesn't erase the jealousy, it buries it, and buried feelings tend to leak out sideways as more hitting, more regression, more meltdowns. So we separate two things that feel like one. The feeling and the action are not the same. The jealousy is always allowed. Hurting the baby is never allowed. You can hold both in a single breath. I won't let you hit. Hitting hurts. And you really wish you could have me all to yourself right now. That makes so much sense. You stop the hand and you welcome the heart. When you name the jealousy instead of forbidding it, something quiet happens. The child no longer has to prove the feeling is real by acting it out. Being understood is what actually turns the alarm down. The behavior was never the problem to solve. The unmet need underneath it was. So here's what actually helps, and it's one move with a few small parts. Think of your older child as carrying an invisible cup of felt security. How safe and connected they feel right now. A new baby drains that cup fast. Your job isn't to argue the cup full, it's to fill it on purpose. The move is special time. Pick a small, predictable window, even 10 or 15 minutes, that is theirs alone. First, make it child-led. They choose what you do, you simply follow. Real power over a small thing settles a nervous system that feels powerless. Second, label it out loud so it lands as proof. This is our special time. The baby's sleeping, and right now it's just you and me. Third, keep it predictable. Same-ish time every day, because to an attachment system, reliable closeness is the whole message. You're not bribing the jealousy away. You're answering the question underneath it. Yes, you still have me, and you don't have to be perfect. You'll be tired. The baby will cry through it some days. Repair beats perfection. A child who feels their secure base is still standing has far less reason to sound the alarm. If the regression is extreme or just won't ease over many weeks, check in with your pediatrician. That's exactly what support is for. Let's bring it home. Jealousy is an attachment alarm. It fires when your child fears their secure base is being redirected. Regression, the bottle, the baby talk, the hitting, is a common, usually temporary stress response, not lost ground. Don't forbid the feeling. That buries it. Set the limit on hurting while you accept and name the jealousy. And fill the cup with predictable, labeled, child-led special time. This is general education, not medical advice. Every child develops differently, and if the regression is extreme or persistent, talk to your pediatrician. These patterns soften with safety. Every time you stop the hand and welcome the heart, you tell your older child the truest thing. You didn't lose me. Next time, we close out this whole series with the feeling that breaks every parent's heart, sadness and disappointment, and why you're okay is the one thing that doesn't help. It's the finale. If this gave you a little more grace for your big kid, like and subscribe so you don't miss it. I'll see you there.